Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a red lobster restaurant in Minecraft, step by step, block for block, including the interior for all of your city building needs. Fun fact, I am hidden somewhere in the intro of this video. If you spot me, leave a comment down below. The first person to find me will have their comment pinned. This is the amount of space required to make the build. I would highly recommend copying this grid into your world if you are building this somewhere specific. To find the starting position, begin at the front left hand corner of the grid, count to the right, find the 15th block, and then count inwards and find the 11th block. That is where we start. And here are all of the materials that we will use throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all of these. Begin the build by placing 9 smooth quartz block extending up from the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then place a row of 7 cyan terracotta extending right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Place a smooth quartz block on the end and then extend all the way down to the ground. Then extend the smooth quartz block backwards by 2. 1, 2. Then place 11 cyan terracotta extending right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then extend backwards by 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then extend across the back of the build by 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Then extend back towards the front of the build by 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then start extending in towards the center of the build. Then simply connect back to where we first started by placing 2 smooth quartz blocks. We are then going to extend this front left hand corner of the build up by 4 rows using the cyan terracotta. 1, 2, 3, 4. We will then extend in towards the center. But at this point, it might be a good idea to extend these smooth quartz blocks backwards so that we have something for the cyan to grip onto, and we'll do this on the opposite side as well. And we want to continue that row of cyan terracotta through and across to the opposite side of the build, where we will join back down to this corner, and we will do the same extending towards the back, and then down, and then all the way across the back, and down, and then we will extend all the way back to where we first started, just like this. Next, let's make some windows. We will start on the left side of the build and place 2 cyan terracotta, 1, 2, extending from this back corner, and then we will place 3 white stained glass pane, 1, 2, 3, and then a cyan terracotta, 3 glass pane, 1, 2, 3, then 2 cyan terracotta. We will then extend the glass pane 1 row upwards, that is every single one of them, and then we will fill all of these gaps in using the cyan terracotta, just like so. Next, we will place pale oak trapdoors left, right, and in between all of these windows that we have just made, just like so. Then we will come all the way to the front of the build. In this corner, we will place a cyan terracotta and then 2 glass to the right, 1, 2, and then 3 terracotta, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 more glass, and then 2 cyan terracotta. We will then place an additional row of glass on top of the glass and fill all of these gaps in with the terracotta. Then we will add pale oak trapdoors left and right of each window, just like so. And then we will do the exact same thing on the opposite side. So all the way over here, we'll start in this corner, place a cyan terracotta, 2 glass, 3 terracotta, 1, 2, 3, 2 glass, and then 2 terracotta. We will then extend the glass 1 row up, just like this, and then we will fill all of the space in between with cyan terracotta. Then we can just add our pale oak trapdoors left and right of each window, just like so. Next, we can fill the entire right side of the build in using cyan terracotta. On this side, we have a kitchen and bathroom, and it doesn't seem appropriate to have a window for some reason. Now, on the back of the build is a different story. We actually want to have the same window configuration as we have on the front, on the back, which means we place a cyan terracotta, 2 glass, 3 terracotta, 2 glass, then 2 terracotta, and then we actually want to exchange this cyan terracotta for smooth quartz. You can see that this mirrors the front, and we'll just extend it all the way up, and we'll swap that out as well. And we can then, of course, extend all of our glass just 1 row upwards, and we can fill the rest of this area in with cyan terracotta. So we'll just do this, add the details for all of the windows, and that is... there we go. That's better. So this middle section, So once again, we will exchange this block here for a smooth quartz. Just look towards the front of the build to see which one you have to change. And then we can just fill the entire back in here with cyan terracotta. Then we will have the exact same window setup as we have on the front. So I'm just looking directly forwards this time, and I'm just copying what we have. And I'm just finding it a little bit easier just to add all of the cyan terracotta first this time. But if you just look directly forwards, copy what you can see, you can't really go too far wrong. So once we've placed all of the terracotta, all the glass, and all of these trapdoors, we can then move on to the front of the build. So before we actually tackle the main entrance, I want to further extend this row of smooth quartz backwards by 5 more rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like this. And I'm actually contemplating this right. So, does it look better to have smooth quartz like this as a bit of a contrast to the rest of the roof? Or would it look better to, say, exchange these central blocks here, including these, I suppose, for cyan terracotta? So it would look something like this. So the outer rows are still smooth quartz. However, the inward rows are cyan terracotta. So is that better? Or is that better? I'm leaning more towards the cyan terracotta middle, but I could be swayed either way. I'm just going to change it to cyan terracotta, but honestly, the smooth quartz is kind of nice as well because it is a heavy contrast, and we just want to connect it together at the back of the build as well. So we don't have to go too far down because we'll have a roof line that will basically cover up all of this. The front of the build is a bit different too, so we can actually drop these cyan terracottas down to here, so where the top of the roof is here, so this is how far the cyan terracotta can come down, and then we can actually work on the entrance, which is set 1 row backwards. So to begin, we will place a cyan terracotta here, 2 mangrove doors to the right, then a row of cyan terracotta extending right, cyan terracotta here and here, with white stained glass pane in between, which we will extend 1 row upwards, and then we will just fill the rest of this area in with cyan terracotta. We will add a decorated pot here in the corner, pot inside, fern inside of that, couple of oak stairs here, oak sign either side of said stairs, and that's pretty much all there is to it. If you want, you can have like an opening time sign, or just like an open sign as well, which is, I think, a fun addition. So you can have it in either black lettering, or we'll probably dye it a little bit later on. And alternatively, if you would like, we can also exchange above the door with white stained glass, but we're barely going to be able to see this, as you're about to find out. Next, we are going to add a row of oak leaves that starts here in this corner, extends all the way around the right side of the building, all the way along the back, around the left side, and we extend and connect to the opposite corner, just like so. Next, we have to place some quartz pillars around the build. The first one is positioned leaving a gap of 1 in front of this leaf. Place 1, 2, 3, 4 smooth quartz block right there. We want another one here in between these windows. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the same on the opposite side. So just in between these windows. 1, 2, 3, 4. And lining up with the edge of the hedge. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like this. And then we are just going to move on to the back of the build and do pretty much the same thing. So leave a gap of 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1 here in between these windows. And then maybe here as well, lining up with the smooth quartz block that we have in the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then in between these windows and at the edge of the hedge, just like this. Then we are just going to swing all the way back over to the entrance, where we will do a similar thing. Leave a gap of 2 in front of the smooth quartz. 1, 2. And then place rows of 3. 1, 2, 3 smooth quartz. So here as well. 1, 2, 3. And that is perfect. And what was the point of that, I hear you ask? Well, this is actually part of the roof. So to begin, we will place a smooth quartz slab here in this position. Extend it to the right, and then extend the slab back and up, just like this, continuously, until we are in line with roughly the middle of the build. I think that I've actually nailed it there. But once you have roughly reached the middle, come to the back and do the same thing. So slab here, extend outwards, and then extend inwards and upwards until we eventually meet somewhere in the middle. Just like this. That is absolutely fantastic. Then we can extend our slab all the way across the back of the build. It's got quite a distance to go. And then once we reach the edge, we can mimic what we did on the opposite side. So I'm going to try and line up. I think it's there, but I'm just going to start from the opposite side as well. So just to make sure, because I don't have the best eyes. Okay, so I'm not certain that was actually perfect. So that is fantastic. Now that we have done that, we also want to start extending in towards the center as well. But it's a little bit trickier than that. So on both sides, do extend towards the center, but leave a couple of rows away from the actual middle, as we want to place a smooth quartz slab here in this position in front of the lower smooth quartz row, extend across, overhang one, and then extend back and up just like this. And you'll see that if you extend back and up, you will actually be able to connect to this part of the build. And I'm thinking that we actually overhang an additional row because it will look better. So I'm going to add another row of slabs just off the side there. Remove this original row just like this. And I'll do the same on the opposite side. So I'll extend 2 rows outwards and then I'll start extending up and back. And we'll just join together like this, and that is perfect. So from here we want to use a mixture of stone brick slabs and stone bricks to connect all of these rows together. So The front part is the only difficult part, to be honest, so we'll just get this done first, and we just extend all the way across. And let's take a look at the entrance just to make sure that it looks alright. I think that that looks pretty good. You see, it just looks a little bit nicer, I think, than to have it than to cut it short a row. It just means that we get a little bit more stone bricks rather than too much smooth quartz bunched up together. But anyway, what I'm actually going to do now that we have done the difficult part at the front, I'm going to figure out where the stone brick blocks are, and I'm going to extend that part of the roof first. So every other row will be a stone brick row, as you can see, and if we extend those first, and once I've connected the very top together here, which I am contemplating turning into a smooth quartz row, we'll test it out both ways, but now that we've done that, I'm just going to fill in the front left part of the roof, and then we can do the back all together. Or maybe, just to keep things fresh, we can do like the entire front of the roof first, and then maybe we can do the rest after. That's what I'll do, actually. So once you've placed all of these stone bricks, so you'll be able to see there every other row, we can then just slot the stone brick slabs in between. So that's why I like to do it that way. We also have to make the side of the roof as well, but we do have a bit of experimentation to do too. So we'll have these slabs here, and then I'm just going to jump onto this opposite side and do the same. So the experimentation is this. Does it look better to have stone bricks or smooth quartz for the peak? And we can actually get a pretty good test on this. I think that the smooth quartz looks nicer, so I'm actually going to apply that to the opposite side also, and it does mean that we have to exchange these blocks behind, because these will be visible from certain angles too. So that's perfect. That looks fantastic. And now I'm just going to, so it should be this row. So now I'm just going to add all of the rest of the stone bricks, extending all the way down the back of the roof. And then once again, I'll add the slabs. Then we'll fill in the sides of the actual roof as well. And then we also have a little mini roof to do too. So we'll be making that there. Perfect. So now that we have added all of the bricks and all of these slabs, as I mentioned before, let's just get rid of these leaves. We can now just fill the side of the roof in here with cyan terracotta. So just a little bit like that. And it depends how much you care. So you can see that underneath the roof, these blocks are quite visible. So you can see the discrepancy between the slabs and the bricks. So you may want to place underneath these blocks, you may want to place these slabs. It depends how much it bothers you. You'll have to do quite a bit of it. So like you'll have to place underneath all of the entire roof. So I think it's more bothersome at the sides where you can see it here. I don't think it matters so much underneath here, but you may want to do that. And I probably will as well, because these things bother me. But we'll do that later on. So first of all, we're just going to come all the way over to this opposite side and add the cyan terracotta just underneath here, because this is a much more pressing problem. And then I will just do it at the edges here. There we go. That is perfect. And the next thing that we have to do is this part of the roof. So the actual main entrance. To begin, we are going to place a smooth quartz block right here in this position. A smooth quartz slab on the side of it. Extend forwards, right, up, right, up, right up, right up, right up, and I believe that that is the middle, or very close to it. We'll do the same thing on the opposite side. So, smooth quartz block, slab here, forwards, and then left up, left up, left up, left up. Perfect. And then we'll place the cyan terracotta underneath, just like this, and that's exactly how we want it to look. And we can extend these slabs backwards, and they just want to overhang the back here. Then I'm going to copy the roof shape onto the back of the build. Extend all the way to the front. Add some cyan terracotta here, underneath these parts. We may have to augment this a little bit. So for this, we can exchange these for cyan terracotta, and maybe very well that should be a smooth quartz anyway. So we'll just leave it how it is, and then we can just exchange. We can just connect the front and the back of the roof together, placing the smooth quartz blocks first, and then the slabs after. There we go, and now that we have done that main part of the roof, I feel like I can let myself just place those additional slabs. So there's not actually too many of them. It's not too painstaking, to be quite honest. So it's pretty much just there, and on the opposite side, and we'll have to do the back too. So just here as well is where it looks a little bit funky. I've just destroyed something else. Oh no. Okay, so there we go, that's good, and then see, so that, yeah, that just looks better, and then we've just got one long row here at the back, I do believe. And there we go, so not too bad to fill all of that in. And once you have done that, ladies and gentlemen, next we are going to remove all of these blocks from in front of the entrance. So we're just focusing on the rows that kind of sit in between the two smooth quartz pillars for now. So we'll just remove all these, extending all the way to the edge of the grid, and we can replace all of this with smooth stone. Just like so. And then we actually want to add an additional 2 rows, 1, 2, of stone on the left, so extending here. And the same on the right. And then we will remove 2 rows, extending from the back all the way out to the sides, and we'll replace these with smooth stone. If that makes... verbally, what I just said I'm not sure makes sense, but visually, I think that you'll be able to follow that along. So the back 2 rows, we just extend outwards, basically. Just all the way to the edge of the grid. You know, sometimes I say things and I wonder if it makes sense, and most of the time, no. So now that we've done that, we can actually just straight up remove all of this empty space, like these 2 rectangular spaces in the 2 front corners of the build. We'll just get rid of all of this. And we'll make this side, and then we'll do the same over there. So first we'll just add a row of podzol, just here, with ferns in the podzol. We will then add a row of smooth stone, and then 3 rows of cyan terracotta, 1, 2, 3. Row of white concrete. 3 cyan terracotta, white concrete, and then 3 terracotta. And we will extend all of the terracotta and white concrete forwards to fill in all of this empty space. And we shall add some yellow carpet along the back. And then 1, 2 bamboo fence here and here, just kind of separating each one of these car parking spaces. And now that we've done that, we'll do the exact same thing over here on this opposite side. So the first thing we've got to do is just remove all of the grass and such. So I just realised that my grid is 1 row short. So the grid itself on the right, so it should come to here, and your grid should too. However, I think that I just built mine a little bit wrong. So I'm now just going to remove all of this, extend these smooth stones 1 row to the right, and that is where they should belong. So this is what it should look like. Again, I think that I just built my grid wrong. As long as you followed the dimensions at the front of the video, then I don't think that there will be a problem. Then we can just add the podzol on the right, ferns, row of smooth stone, and then 1, 2, 3 cyan terracotta, white concrete, 1, 2, 3 terracotta, white concrete, 1, 2, 3 terracotta, and we will extend each one of these blocks forwards. And then add yellow carpet at the back with 1, 2 bamboo fence in between each space, just like so. Next, we are going to add some brown carpet in front of the actual main entrance, and then we are going to remove the outermost row of grass, extending all the way around the edge of the grid. So whatever the furthest out row is, remove it. Just like so. So from here and here, the row that is basically connected to the path and or the grid. And we want to replace all of that with stone. And then you can either leave it like this, or you can remove all of the grass, which is what I'm going to do, and replace it with podzol. I think that that's all of the grass, so I'm just going to start placing the podzol now. I am pretty certain that we should have done this before I placed all of these smooth quartz pillars, but it's okay. Live and learn. Oh, that wasn't all of the grass. Okay. Well, now it is. And now that we have done that, I mean, it just looks nicer. Next, we must make the sign. Throw down a loom, open it up, place a black banner in there with white dye. The first letter we have to make is R. So, Pale Dexter, Chief, and Bend. Next is E. This is Pale Dexter, Chief, Fess, Base. Next is D. This is Pale Sinister, put black dye in, apply the lozenge pattern, white dye in, and then Pale Dexter, Chief, and then Base. Next is L. This is Pale Dexter, and then Base. Next is O. This is Pale Dexter, Pale Sinister, Chief, and Base. Next is B, pale dexter, pale sinister, chief, fess, base. Next is S, this is chief, base, bend. Next is T, this is chief and fess. Next is, that's actually it. So with these banners, if we start placing them here, R, E, D, and then drop down, L, O, B, S, T, E, R, perfect. Red Lobster. Then we actually have to make the lobster itself, which is adorable in my humble opinion. So upside down mangrove stair here, another one to the right, plank to the right, slab to the right, plank here, slab to the left, mangrove fence gate to the right, polished black stone button there. And there you have the lobster. With the sign complete, it is now time for us to head inside and work on the interior. First of all, let's work on the dining area, which is pretty much this entire left side of the restaurant. So to begin, we will grab our blue concrete and place a row of 1, 2, 3 blue extending out from the wall here. Add another row on top, then add another row of 3 here, 1, 2, 3, with a row on top, and then another one here, 1, 2, 3, with a row on top. We will then place brown glazed terracotta against the wall where the gaps are. Spruce shelf here on the left and right side, just like so. Flower pots in front of the windows with ferns in the flower pots. Then spruce stairs here against the inside of the blue concrete with spruce fence in between and white carpet on top of the fence. Just like so. We then want to leave a gap of 2 from in front of this blue concrete and then place a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue concrete like this, which we will extend left and right, add a row on top, and the same on this end as well, left and right, add a row on top. We will then place spruce hanging signs in between the 2 rows here, with a spruce stair here, either side, spruce fence here, white carpet here. We'll do the same thing inside of this alcove as well, just like so. Next, opposite where we have these 2 rows of blue concrete, we will place 1, 2 rows of blue concrete extending out from this wall with spruce stairs along the insides, spruce fence in between, and then white carpet on top. And we'll do the exact same thing on this back wall as well. So opposite the blue concrete, we will have 2 rows of blue concrete extending out from the wall, and then the stairs here, fence here, and then white carpet on top, which will give us this. Next, across this back wall, we will make a couple of tanks. Place a light grey concrete here, just leave a gap of 1 from the blue concrete. Place 2 sandstone, light grey concrete, 2 sandstone, light grey concrete. Extend the light grey concrete forwards and place stripped spruce wood in front of the sandstone. Extend the light grey concrete upwards, just like this, and then place light blue stained glass paint on top of the wood. Place spruce trap doors on top of the glass / light grey concrete, and oak trap doors in the remaining empty space. We can then fill these holes in with water and then add nautiluses in here, which some may deem kind of cruel, and that's because it is. Then we will place paintings above the tanks, so coinciding with where the middle of the tanks are, we just want a couple of 2x1s, just like this, or 1x2s if you're feeling fancy. Then, leaving a gap of 2 from the split in between these tanks, 1, 2, we will place 1, 2, 3 stripped spruce wood, and on here, flower pot, fern, some candles in the middle, and then an item frame here. Then leaving a gap of 1 on either side, we will create a sofa. So just curve around some spruce stairs like this, matching the length of this table. That looks perfect. And then we will place a lectern here. Then a decorated pot here, flower pot, fern, just like this. Some bookshelves underneath this window. I'm going to be honest, guys, I didn't realize how noisy the Nautiluses were, so they're going to have to go on vacation. Next, let's make the bar area. Begin by leaving a gap of 2 from the corner of this tank, 1, 2, and then place a blue concrete, which we will extend to the right by 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we will extend backwards 1, leave a gap, then place a stripped spruce wood, which we will extend up by 2, 1, 2, and then left of this wood, we will place 1, 2, 3 barrels, and then place stripped spruce wood, extending left, lining up with the corner of the bar here, then place a row of blue concrete, extending and connecting back. We can extend this corner block up as well to equal the height of this opposite row. In addition to this, we can place some cyan terracotta behind all of the wood blocks and the barrels too. We actually want to place cyan terracotta along the top of this row, but we want to leave a gap of 1, 2, 3 here on this side. So we'll extend up, and we'll just add another row on top, extending across the top. So from the front view, this is what we want to have. And here, we will place a brewing stand and a stone button above it. And then to the right of this, 2 rows of spruce shelves, just like so. On the 2 corners of the blue concrete, place 1, 2 spruce fence, 1, 2 spruce fence. Stick blue concrete on top, extend towards this back wall, and do the same on the opposite side, and join together, just like this. Then we'll actually extend the cyan terracotta row just all the way up like this. So to the top, just okay, well, maybe not. So all the way up to the top like this. And we'll do the same with the blue concrete. So on both sides. Do you know what we can also do as well? Just because I keep hitting this, we can remove this portion of the entrance. I don't know if we can get rid of these blocks, so I'm not going to touch them for now. So I will do this, place all the blue concrete, and then this front portion too, just like so. And then underneath here. And that is perfect. Now, before we add any more detail, actually, we do just need a row of cyan terracotta here as well, just to shrink that window a bit. But before we add any more details, you know what, we do also just want to place a spruce fence here, gap here, gap here, gap here, with spruce pressure plates on top, just like so. And then we will place a polished blackstone stair here, polished blackstone pressure plate here, pale oak signs above this empty space, just like this. And then behind the bar, we want to place a barrel here and here, iron trapdoors extending out, white candle on the trapdoor, and then levers on the barrels. And then in front of the seats, just like a mixture of pots and item frames. So either like this, or it might look a bit better to do something like that instead. And then lastly, we can go ahead and just fill in all of these shelves. So I haven't actually got enough potions on me, to be quite honest with you, but we can have something that looks semi-symmetrical. But do feel free to fill that up with as many or as few varieties of drinks that you would like. And now that we've done that, we do have to turn our attention to this back part a little bit. So we have to create a wall here and here, and a split between the two. So we have a very small bathroom and a very small kitchen, but that's okay. And we just want to raise up these walls to be this high. So the walls want to be about 4 rows high, just like this. and then we can add a roof material above them. So it's going to be smooth quartz block, as you can see. Getting trapped in here. And then we can raise up these outer walls, just like so. Like this. Conceals all of that. We have to be able to get into these rooms. So for the kitchen, this is going to be the entrance here. And for the bathroom, it will be here. And I'm actually just going to remove the floor for the bathroom. And the bathroom floor is going to be comprised of alternating white and black concrete, just like this. And I'll just stick a door right here. And if you want, you can even stick a sign here, like above the door or to the right, like, and literally just like toilets or toilets. I think there's only one in there, so we'll go for toilets. And then we will flip back over to the kitchen. And we will remove all of these blocks in here. And we will replace these with iron. So, just like so. And then we'll stick a door here. And then, I guess the sign would be on this side. And we'll just have, like, kitchen. And that's perfect. And now, we can rip up all of the remaining floor inside of the build. Which, as usual, would be easier before all of this, but because there were so many different floors in the build, I decided that it'd be easier. It would actually be easier after the fact. So I'm just going to carefully remove all of this. Oh, even underneath these doors as well, actually. We'll just have to replace them later, but that's okay. And remember to get underneath all of the tables and decorated parts and all of those blocks. I mean, it will become quite obvious if you haven't replaced underneath them after we've done this, but it's easier just to do it all in one. See? It's so easy to leave it. So we've got a couple of options. We can have the entire floor be brown wool, or I did find that, like, in between, what I'll call like the aisles between these booths, I found that it's actually nicer to have like some cyan terracotta, or say even some light grey concrete powder or something like that, and then underneath the actual tables themselves, brown wool, and kind of just off into these recesses here. We will have brown wool, but the actual like guiding row, like connecting all of the tables together, I think it's quite nice to have something contrasty, because now that we've done that, pretty much every other remaining block, and let's just stick the doors back on as well, every other remaining floor block is brown wool. And it looked a little bit too much, especially because the interior is very brown as it is with all of the furniture. However, it probably would look just as nice to just use brown wool. So it is up to you, ultimately. I am wondering if for behind the bar, if it would look good to have the checkered pattern. I'm going to try it. I do get the sense that it will look nice, so I am going to apply it. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I think that I'm going to keep that. And then just some more brown wool over here. That is perfect. And I'm realizing we'll have to do the roof as well, but we'll save that. So we'll do that there. We can remove these blocks, clean that up a little bit, and we'll save that until last. So next, let's head over into the bathroom area. You know, I was wrong. There are 2 toilets in here. So place an upside down smooth quartz stair here and here with oak trapdoors on top. Then place 1, 2, 3 spruce planks in between them. And then place backwards facing spruce doors in front of the stairs. 2 light grey concrete here. Leather here. Then item frame here. Throw down a loom. Open it up. place a light blue banner in there with some white dye and apply a bend pattern and a gradient pattern, doesn't matter which ones. Black dye in there, add the ball draw pattern, and then stick that above here. And then I am thinking that we can add a flower pot right here. There should really be a hand dryer in here, but quite honestly, there's not enough room, so we are going to leave it. So now we can head all the way over to the kitchen area, which is of course all the way over here on the opposite side. Now in here we will place 2 light grey concrete in this position and an item frame here. We will also have a couple of item frames here with some paper inside. Against this wall, we'll have a couple of pale oak shelves, which we will stock later. In this corner, we will place 2 blast furnaces with a light grey concrete on top and a stone button here. To the right, a cauldron with a lever above it, a couple of blocks of iron here, stone buttons here. I think I'm going to drop the ceiling because it will look nicer. Just like that. That's perfect. I mean, it's a little bit darker, but we can sort that out a little bit later. And then for these shelves, I've just picked out some kitchen implements that would look good in here. So apply as many or a few of them as you like. Feel free to put some food stuff on this counter if you like. Of course, it would make more sense to probably have some fish-related food. But, you know, cakes look good. Next, we are going to head out into the actual main part of the build, and this is where we have to start working on the roof. So I think that step 1 has got to be that we remove this row here, and we add a row of smooth quartz underneath this first row of like exposed roof. So we're just going to start off with a row of smooth quartz here at the front, which extends from left to right, and we'll do the same thing at the back as well. Just like this. And then we can start adding rows of slabs, extending up and in. We can actually apply them to here, and then just all the way down again. That's perfect. So we can start adding these slabs at the front or the back. It doesn't really matter. Oh, we have to do it to this side as well so that we can just kind of like extend back and forth. And there we go. So we're kind of concealing what we have above us, which is exactly what we want, because what we have above looks dreadful. There we go, that is a vast improvement. And then we can just add some cyan terracotta here, some more smooth quartz here, just like this. That's perfect. Next, I want to add some dangling lights above the tables, but there's a bit of a problem. So if we place lights above the edge of these tables via chains, the chains don't actually connect into the roof. So it would look a lot of something like this, and it'd be the same on this opposite side as well. It's really not that ideal, and even the same here. So I want them here too, and these ones are a little bit longer. There's 2 chains for these back ones to equal the height of the other lanterns. And then the idea is to surround said lanterns with mangrove signs, and it looks really nice. It provides utility because we have light, and I mean, do we need more than that? It looks good and it's useful. But the issue is that the chains do not connect to the ceiling, which irks me. The only alternative is to add an additional layer of smooth quartz slab underneath what we've just placed, and thus it will connect into the roof rather naturally. But this, in my opinion, kind of like spoils this back wall a little bit because everything was like nicely placed. But it's the only way to get the lights to connect to the ceiling, so it is quite the quandary, really. I'm going to leave it up to you. Like, you could... I'm going to show you the difference in a second. So the difference is this. The lights connect. The lights don't connect. I don't think I can leave those lights not connecting. So I'm going to add the extra layer of smooth quartz. But if you don't care, then that's actually the whole build done. See, it just looks better. With that final detail added, we have officially completed this tutorial. However, this video is not over. We must now add our Red Lobster into our city. Now, unfortunately, just like with Applebee's, we do have to put Red Lobster in storage for now until we refurb the new suburban suburbs, but that is happening relatively soon, so at least these guys can keep each other company for now. But it is very sad that I've just went to all of that effort just for it to go into storage. It does bother me. You may be interested in becoming a channel member. You can click the join button that will be somewhere on the screen right now. This does cost money and is a monthly subscription, but you do get some perks. The first of which is a download link for my city design world. This has every single build that I have placed in my city, arranged in order, and labelled. This perk also comes with schematics for the mods Lightmatica and World Edit, so you can easily reference and copy and paste these builds into your worlds in any way that you'd like. However, if you're not interested in any of that building business, the highest tier allows you to download the most current version of Minicity. There are also some minor perks, including loyalty badges displayed next to your name whenever you comment something down below on my videos. Depending on how long you have been a channel member, you gain a more prestigious helmet, with the highly coveted gold builder's hat being the most valuable. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.